There's no question that cities like Baltimore, Detroit, that have had long uninterrupted oversight by progressive policies have not necessarily led to an elevation of the people there.
Ben Carson discussing progressive political policies and race relations within our country as Baltimore attempts to recover from last week's riots. The riots in Baltimore reignited negative feelings about police, and many political officials have made suggestions about how to repair the disconnect between the cops and the communities they serve. But what is it really going to take to mend that relationship? Joining us now, the former Speaker of the Missouri State House of Representatives, Tim Jones, who is at Newsmax, Washington. Mr. Speaker, it's good to have you here on Newsmax Prime.
Congressman, it's great to be back. Hope you're doing well as well.
Well, it is good to have you, and we want to talk about an organization with which you work closely, Better Together. You got together with the Police Executive Research Forum to conduct a study of state policing. Tim, what's the bottom line on what you found in that study?
You know, Congressman, it dovetails very well with what Dr. Carson was speaking about in the clip you just played, along with an excellent article in the Wall Street Journal today, which says, you know, the mainstream media wants to make this all about two things. They want to make it all about race, or they want to make it all about blaming the police. And what we're learning about is there's a level above that, and it's called government. And we're learning that this is truly a governance problem. It is a big government problem. It's big government preying on the poor. And Congressman, just so folks know that what the Better Together report showed, well, they commissioned the PERF group, which is based here in Washington, D.C. They're a nationally recognized group. What they found was this St. Louis County has a real governance problem in relation to its police forces. We have 91 municipalities in St. Louis County. And many folks would probably say that's about, 70 to 80 too many. And every single one of those municipalities has a city administrator, a police force. It's layers upon layers of government. Well, guess what? They have to feed themselves. They have to feed themselves off taxpayer dollars. That generally means municipal courts. And so what Better Together has found in conjunction with PERF is that we have a governance problem. We have a big governance problem with all these municipal courts using their police forces to collect more and more revenue from the taxpayers, mainly the poor.
And speaking of that, especially what happened within your state and there close by St. Louis in Ferguson, the situation with heavy, I guess, pseudo-taxation via ticketing, is that one of the contributing factors there in Ferguson to the relationship or the lack thereof between the police and the community?
Absolutely. You know, when you look at Ferguson, you could take the Ferguson example and apply it to most of the other municipalities in St. Louis County. It's not unique just to Ferguson. There are multiple municipalities in the North County, St. Louis County area, and even in South County and West County. It's not unique to Ferguson. What we're finding is this governance by taxation is widespread. And if you look at across the country, you can look at Baltimore, you can look at the Eric Gardner case in New York City, where let's remember why he was being arrested. He was being arrested because of a taxation problem relating to cigarettes. You know, JD, this has less to do with racial bias and with individual police problems and more to do with big government trying to govern based on taxation. And you can apply this to folks in poor white areas. You can look at poor black areas. The commonality is government preying on the poor.
Bottom line is, Tim, if I understand you, it's not black problem, not a white problem. It's a green problem in terms of money through excessive taxation and onerous regulation, through tickets, etc., that create this climate of frustration in so many communities. Tim Jones, we thank you so much for your time, and we're glad to have you, sir. Look forward to having you back real soon here on Newsmax Prime. Now, you heard what Tim had to say. Do you agree? We'd love to have your comments. You can send them to us via email, newsmaxprime@newsmaxtv.com. You can go to Facebook, facebook.com/newsmaxprime, and twitter.com/newsmaxprime. Now, for those you see and those you don't, J.D. Hayworth saying, stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.